Tina. Welcome to Boss Lady TV. Today I'm talking to Kate about offering website design and development in your graphic design business. I know this scares a lot of people, and Kate does it really well in her business. So I'll throw it to you, Kate, to say a bit of a hello.
Hi ladies, so my name's Kate and I have my little design business which is a midday in May. I offer graphic and web design services. I guess web design has kind of become my number one priority recently. So yeah, that's me. You can find me everywhere online. So
Awesome. Well, Kate and I actually worked together, I think it was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, it would have been about 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's gone so quick.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Doing mentoring together. And over the years, Kate has kind of evolved into this Divi guru in her business. And she offers a lot of web design and web development in her business. And like I said, a lot of designers kind of find it scary. They don't know how to deal with the whole web design development situation. I think there's a few ways to handle it. There's just offer the design and let your client find a developer, or offer the design and you work with a subcontractor who's a developer. For me in the past, that hasn't always worked out really well. Developers and designers, I feel like, are two completely different people. And
different languages.
Yeah.
Languages.
And like the visual isn't necessarily their priority when it comes to it. And then the third option is what Kate does, and what I've done in my design business is offer website design and do the development ourselves using Divi. So how did you start?
So I started doing purely graphic design, and then when I was doing the mentoring with you, I remember you were saying do web design but outsource it to a developer. So I found a developer and I started doing that, and I started with the Genesis framework, and that is just, unless you know how to code, it's a nightmare. So I was then trying to do the backwards and forwards with a developer, and as I said, it's a totally different language. They're on another planet. Anyway, that didn't work out so well for me. So I found Divi and I saw heaps of people talking about it online. So I jumped in and bought the lifetime license and thought I'll give it a go. And it totally changed my business because it's so simple. You don't need to know how to code to get your website up and running. The possibilities are endless what you can create. And yeah, it just changed my business for the best, because it meant that I could do all the design and development, and I didn't have to outsource it to anybody and deal with other languages and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I should say that Divi is not paying us to talk about this.
I just love it.
Yeah, we're just talking about it because to us it's like a bit of a gold mine, because in the past, web development, it was all coding, and you kind of, like, the way I saw it was totally like out of this world,
It was like the Matrix, where there was like all the numbers and the lines, like that's
how you envision development then. But honestly, like you said, Divi is so easy, and once you're handling the design and the development, you design according to Divi, if that makes sense, but without restraints.
Yeah, definitely.
I know it's really hard to explain.
It
but
is.
You kind of figure out, oh well, that'll be easy to build if I do it like this, like that.
Yeah.
But
I kind of think of it in layers. So because you've got your rows, and then you've got your sections, and then you've got your modules that sit within those. So I kind of think of it as 3 different layers that you can design. So if you design your background, and then you can design, background elements for within your sections that oversit on your layers, and then you can, edit your modules. So if you think about it in layers, I find that the easiest way.
Yeah, and even that might sound a bit scary and complex, but it's not.
And it's not, I promise. If you know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator, and you use a layers palette in there, you'll be fine.
Yeah, totally. And so when you're designing, what program do you use to design in before you kind of slice up and build in Divi?
I use Illustrator only because I am the quickest in Illustrator. I never really learned how to use Photoshop properly. And I also find that I can scale the graphics to as big as or as small as I want in Illustrator, which I find really handy. And I really love the new export for screens option.
Yeah.
I use that quite often. So like, for example, I'll do a wireframe. I'm just working on rebranding my website. So I wireframed that up in Illustrator and I started building it in Divi last night. And within an hour and a half, I had my full homepage.
Yeah, it's awesome,
ready to go. So yeah, it cuts so much time out.
And that was one of the things that kind of scared me the most about website design is developers wanting you to do it in Photoshop. And I can't think of anything worse, honestly. No. Like if I were to design something in Photoshop, it would take me like 10 times longer than it would for me to design in Illustrator.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Divi is that you can design it in Illustrator and you're kind of not restricted by the program at all because it's what you find easiest.
Yeah, definitely. And I find with Photoshop, if you want to make something bigger, all of a sudden it's pixelated and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, everything takes longer.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it just does.
I thought I might have been the only one doing it in Illustrator because I was like, when you look around the interweb, everybody talks about Photoshop, but no, Illustrator's the way to go with it.
Yeah, definitely. Illustrator. I'm all the way Illustrator.
Oh, good.
So what happens if you're kind of in the process of building a website and you get stuck and there's like something you don't know what to do, how to do it?
The first thing I do is jump on Facebook, and there's so many Facebook Divi groups. So my favorite one is the Divi Web Designers Facebook group. I think that one's run by Josh Hall. And if I put my question up there within, I'd say 5-10 minutes, I've got an answer. But there's probably 6 groups that I'm a part of at the moment. Some are better than others. A lot of the times, they'll give you a plug-in solution straight away. And if you're cool with that, find the plugin, download it, and off you go. I do like to do things via CSS just to try and reduce a little bit of the bloat. So I'll always try and look for that kind of option. But yeah, there's always a plugin that'll help, and there's always so many friendly people out there that are willing to help you, solve your problems and find solutions and offer better ways to do things. So the Facebook groups are definitely my number one stop when I get myself into trouble.
Yeah. And I think it's important to realize there'll always be something that you don't know how to do.
Oh, definitely.
Like, in anything. And I'm a big believer in that it can all be figured out. Like there is no problem too big that cannot be figured out. So don't let that stop you from offering, web design and development in your business. That being said, if you even hate designing websites, don't do it. But if you do love designing websites and the development thing has kind of been kept you stuck in your business, sorry, Divi is definitely something to check out because sure, you will get in there and it might seem totally foreign, but I think if you sit there for a day, you're going to get the hang of it within a day.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so many layouts and things that you can download and pull them to pieces and see how they work, and if you're that sort of person. I know that there's other things out there like the Divi Cloud where you can download, template layouts, and then you can go in and edit them if you want to speed up your workflow that way. And then you can customize them, to be unique to your clients, just the base elements that are still the same. So get in there, have a play. That's my hot tip.
Yeah, I agree totally. Never in a million years did I think I would end up developing websites, but it's made it so easy for us now. But I'm sure you've had some lessons over the years with website design and development. Have you learnt any do's and don'ts throughout the years?
There's so many, isn't there?
Yeah.
I guess every single project, there's so many lessons to be learned, especially because every website's so different depending on functionality. My number one tip would be set up a development site when you're working on a client's website. So, within your own web hosting, set up a subdomain, set up a Divi install there and have a play on that one. Build the website there, and then when the client pays you. You've got the money in your account, then migrate it across. Because I've had people disappear and not pay, which is what we've all dealt with, regardless of what kind of work it is. The other, I guess I'm just trying to think what else. I guess, just get in there and have a play, because you can't really break it. If you do break it, you've got backups there. Oh, that's the biggest thing. Make backups.
Big lesson.
Big lesson. Make backups. But if you've got them there, you can always revert back to the backups. True.
Also, do you offer ongoing support for your clients?
I do, but it's not extensive at this stage. I'm actually just in the middle of reworking all my services and everything at the moment. Recently had a little babe, so I'm only just getting back into the swing of things this year. But it will be something that I'll be offering. And with, programs like WP Manage, I'll be able to set up all my clients' websites on there, do their backups, do their updates, optimize their website, check their speed and all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely something that I will be doing this year, and hopefully will bring some more money in. And
like I said, if that kind of ongoing support is not something that you're interested in, I'm sure there's people out there to outsource it to. So don't let these things stop you, is what I'm saying. There's always an option. Only do the stuff you really want to do, and
outsource the rest.
Exactly. But that being said, don't be afraid of development with Divi, because they made it so easy for designers. And I think
did we mention that it's actually a click and drag click and edit? So you actually so you've got two different ways that you can design. You can either have the back end where it's just like grey boxes, kind of looks like a wireframe, but then you can go in and edit the page. So they've got an inline editor where you can click on the text, you can make your type changes there, you can highlight just like you would in Word or in Illustrator. So you can edit it all live, and it's also responsive when you're editing it on the front end, so you can check what it looks like on your desktop, on your mobile devices. It saves so much time, and it's so easy. So
and you can use both. You can use the visual builder and the back end.
I use the back end to flesh everything out, put all the chunks in there, and then I go in and make all the final tweaks in the front end.
Me too. It's just easier that way to see it, like with spacing and stuff like that. And I might actually grab a few links from you, and I'll pop them in the comments below so people can see some of the websites you've built in Divi.
Definitely.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks for chatting today, Kate. That was awesome.
No worries. And if anyone's got any questions, just leave the questions below and I'll try and answer them.
Thanks, Kate.